There can be no reasoning, no negotiation with this brand of evil. The only language understood by killers like this is the language of force. So the United States of America will work with a broad coalition to dismantle this network of death. I have made it clear that America will not base our entire foreign policy on reacting to terrorism. Instead, we've waged a focused campaign against al-Qaeda and its associated forces. At the same time, we have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam.
President Obama at the United Nations today, another round of strikes, airstrikes in Syria, these targeting modular oil refineries, although CENTCOM saying that they didn't destroy those. They're just taking some of the area around them out of the hands of ISIS so that they can't sell oil for their profit, about $2 million a day. Let's bring in our panel, syndicated columnist George Will, Mara Liasson, national political correspondent of National Public Radio, and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Okay, George, let's talk about this speech at the United Nations. Thoughts?
Well, it was a pastiche of his golden oldies in one sense. First of all, there's the usual progressive invocation of history, which is a proper noun to progressives, and the fact that everyone better get on board on the right side of history. That is, he knows the right side of history, and history's going to work out, which makes you wonder what all the urgency's about if history's going to work out the right way anyway. Then, something that I'd love to hear how Putin responds to this. While small gains can be won at the barrel of a gun, they will ultimately be turned back if enough voices support the freedom of nations. So it's voices against guns, and I'm betting on the guns, and I'll bet Putin is also. Then he lectures the Israelis on their need to understand the hard work of peace. This is a country that hasn't known an hour of peace in 66 years. And then he seems to have a metabolic urge to remind us and the rest of the world of something that no one doubts, which is that America has flaws. He says Islamic State decapitates and crucifies and murders husbands and sells their wives, but we had Ferguson, Missouri.
How about that? Let's listen to that soundbite about Ferguson.
He says, in 2003, when these negotiations began, Iran had 130 centrifuges. Now they have 19,000. 10,000 only in service, but 19,000. When these began in 2003, they had no capacity to enrich uranium. Now they have 7 tons of low-enriched uranium and can, in a matter of months, using their centrifuges, make it weapons grade. So whatever we're doing is not, it seems to me, visibly interfering with Iran.
And even worse, of the 19,000 centrifuges that the Iranians possess, they are demanding in the negotiations the right to go to 190,000. And our brilliant riposte, this is the newest idea for restraining them, is to let them keep as many as they want, but to remove the pipes that connect them. Because if you can't move the uranium from one machine to another, you're not going to enrich. So what we're going to do is a plumbing change, which could be reversed in a week, you know, with a wrench and a screwdriver, and that's going to be our answer on how to save face for the Iranians. This is a surrender in progress, and because of the ISIS crisis, no one is noticing.
Meantime,